A little background, I've known him for 5 years. I've been out in California for the past 4 years, going to college, getting my degree. I recently moved back and I reconnected with him and we started hanging out a lot. I would just go over his house, we would chill, watch movies, drink, just hang out. Everybody's saying there must have been signs or she had to know he was racist. No, there weren't, and no, I didn't. If I knew he was racist, I would not be talking to him or hanging out with him. Honestly, if it weren't for those texts, I would have never known he was racist, just because he hid it so well. So the night I found out he was racist was the day after Memorial Day. It was the day George Floyd's murder was broadcast all over social media. I was really upset about it, and when I went over to his house that night, I was venting about it. That led us to get into a debate about All Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter. It's the debate he was referring to in the text messages that I posted. So during this debate, I was just explaining to him that Black Lives Matter too. Black lives are the ones being oppressed. We acknowledge that all lives matter, but we're just trying to get everybody to realize that Black lives matter as well as everybody else's lives. I got really frustrated with him and I basically told him to leave me alone. And he tried to make it up for me. He poured me to drink and we continued with our night. As we continued with our night, we were drinking, listening to music on Spotify. He had given me his password because I was on the aux on his phone. So I did the thing where you like double tap a person's phone to get all their apps up, and I saw the messages on his Twitter. So in my head, I'm just like, noted, I'm gonna go back to that later. So as the night progressed, we were drinking more and more. He was getting more and more drunk, and the more drunk he gets, the more like angry he gets. And me and him got in an argument. Couldn't tell you what it was about because we were just both drunk, but I know he was being extremely rageful, and he was throwing shit around the apartment, cussing, screaming my name. And then I went inside and I hid inside of his bathroom from him. He was yelling my name to come out, but he was like really drunk and like stumbling around. And I just hid in there for about 15 minutes and eventually he passed out. So when he passed out, I got out of the bathroom and I grabbed his phone and I went to the messages. So obviously I saw the first message from that night, and then I saw the messages from previous nights where he stated that he wanted to call me the N-word, his grandfather would have owned me and whipped me, and that he wanted to abuse me and make me another statistic. And it was just like really hurtful because he was somebody that I genuinely cared for. So I eventually left his apartment because I didn't feel safe anymore after seeing those messages. But I took his phone with me because I was still going through it. I just didn't want him to wake up and like me still be there because I was actually genuinely afraid. So I went outside the apartment in my car and I just started going through his phone more just to see like if there was more stuff he was saying about me or if there was just like more stuff I could find, because I knew like this was the last time I was going to talk to him, so I just wanted to see like what I could find just to give myself some closure. So I didn't sleep that night at all. Like I had his phone from like 2 to 5 a.m. maybe, and that's when I posted the tweet. It was around 5 a.m. He reached out to me around 8 a.m. saying he needed his phone and he could explain the whole conversation. I didn't think he was going to be up already, and I still had his phone. So at this point, I was trying to figure out how I would return his phone to him without seeing him. So I ended up just going back to his apartment and leaving his phone and the spare key he gave me in his parking spot. Alright, so just a few updates from after everything happened. He had reached out to me like as soon as I left his house, blowing up my phone, just telling me like, this is serious, Tatum, I need you to call me. My family's in danger, people are threatening me, people are banging on my door, and I'm just like, I know it's serious. The words that you spoke about me are serious. Anyway, since then, he's given me like this BS apology. Didn't believe anything he said because I'm pretty sure he's a sociopath and a narcissist. Not exaggerating. I'm pretty sure I've seen him outside my house. He knows where I live now, and I never told him where I live. So that has had me scared for the past few weeks. I got a protective order against him that explains literally everything. The judge granted it, but then he contested it. So now we have to go to court.